If you have been trying to do a jump back and haven't figured out how to do it, then you are not alone. I too struggled with it for 5 months and was stuck at one point, and then I finally figured out my mistakes, which I am going to share in this video. To learn any kind of skill, you need to have two things. First, you need to have strength at appropriate place. Second, you should be able to apply that strength at appropriate time. So let's talk about the strength part first. To do a jump back, you need to have strength in your wrists, shoulders, triceps, and most importantly, you need to have strength in your core and hip flexors. Last but not the least, you should be able to protract your scapula well so that you can create more space for your legs to pass through your hands. Don't get overwhelmed, you don't need to train them separately. If you practice Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga every day, then you are doing Chaturanga in every single Vinyasa. So you are already training your triceps, your shoulders, and your wrists. But make sure that you hold the Chaturanga for 2 to 5 seconds at least before you do the upward dog. Secondly, try to keep your triceps parallel to the ground for maximum benefit. Do not drop the shoulders down. For core and hip flexors, Navasana is the best one, which is already in the primary series. Make sure to add Purna Navasana or the hollow body hold in your practice. And in the next practice of Navasana, lift your hip up and drive it back and hold it there for as long as you can, at least for 5 seconds. And to work with the shoulder protraction, whenever you do standing plank, push the floor away and bring the scapula away from each other. That is called shoulder protraction. Next part is how to apply that strength. So let's break down the jump back. Step 1, cross your legs and bring the knees closer to your chest. Here, the stronger your hip flexors are, the easier it becomes to keep your legs closer to the chest. The aim of doing this is to make your body as small as possible so that it can easily pass through the hands. In step 2, place your hands forward, not beside your hips. It will help you lean your shoulders forward and drive your hips back. Now, in step 3, push the floor away, protract your shoulders to make room for your legs as you lift your hip up. Here, you have to keep leaning your shoulders forward and bend your elbows so that you can drive the hip back and maintain the core compression. And the step 5 is the jump back. That's it. Most of the people can't hold the core compression for longer, so their legs drop and they have to jump again to complete the jump back. Holding the poses instead of doing endless of repetitions will help you use the strength instead of the momentum during the jump back. I hope you get to know something from this video and identified your mistakes. Let me know in the comment at which step you are struggling right now. In the next video, we will do some follow along drills to improve the jump back, so stay tuned for the next one.